Could you please stand for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Okay, now you get ready. Oh,
Sorry, Sue, 5 o'clock hits, I go.
lost my pen.
Oh, here, take that one.
Okay, Mr. Arcuri?
Here.
Mr. Bova? Here. Mr. Brodsky?
Here.
Mr. Coyne?
Present.
Mr. D'Elia?
Here.
Mark Ford?
Here.
Mitch Ford? Mr. Mahardy? Mr. Mutolo?
Here.
Ms. Chesney?
Here.
Mr. Williams? And Mr. Zawajek?
Here.
Okay, we have 11.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You have in your packet the draft board minutes for March 17, 2014's meeting. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Any corrections, comments, deletions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Thank you. The next item on our agenda is election of officers. Is there anyone that cares to be nominated for one of our officers' positions? Is Bruce chuckles.
Do we need to submit a nomination for those of us who need to serve?
Yeah.
I move the existing slate and secretary.
He did forget you, Sue.
That was nice.
Yeah. Is there a second regarding that
I'd second
motion?
that.
Vince?
I'd second that, and good luck to all of you.
Well, we haven't had a vote yet. Any further discussion and/or nominations? Don't be bashful. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Thank you. Next item is a resolution regarding professional services award for EPA-required risk management plan for the water treatment plant. Is that you, Dick?
Yes, well, I'll start with it. Just a quick recap. Under agenda item number 5, you should have both a briefing memo on this professional service and also a resolution. The services were discussed at the capital committee meeting last Wednesday. There's also should be an agenda in your packet from that meeting. And the committee did approve moving the award to the full board for consideration tonight. And I'll turn it over to Connie Schreppel. It is an effort up at the water treatment plant in her department. Explain.
It's part of the EPA Chemical Accidents Prevention Regulation, and it has to be updated every 5 years. It was done professionally back in, I'd say, late 90s, and then we've updated it ever since in-house. There's new regulations and new filing and things like that, so we thought it needed to have a professional total scrubbing again and start again with the process. Review all of our practices and procedures and our equipment and go from there. We looked at 2 different ways to do it. One was using a New York State professional engineering firm, and the other one was using an RMP compliance service. We looked at it both ways, and we think that we are better off using the New York State engineering firm to do their engineering services for a lump sum of $27,000. The other one was pretty much just a feed them the information, they put it in a database type of thing, and it was like a subscription fee monthly, and it came to roughly, let's see, it would be about $24,000 for a 5-year period with no personal interaction and no site visit. So we thought that for the $3,000 extra, we had a lot more value with the higher quote.
Any questions for Connie or Dick regarding this? I would just note that the office memo gives you both the procurement and budget information, and you've got a proposed resolution in your packet if someone cares to move it. Vince, is there a second? Mitch? Any other discussion or questions regarding this? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Thank you. Moving on to committee reports. Capital Projects Committee met. You do have a report. Item number 5 on our agenda was part of that meeting. We had a number of items that you can see in Dick's report, which is in your committee report section of your folder. One thing that will be coming to the board in the next few months is our capital projects program, so 1, 5, and some go out even
15.
further than that.
Yeah.
But they're not ready to come back yet. Did you have anything to add on this?
No, that's it.
Any questions regarding capital projects?
Any further word on the WSA status, Fort Time, water supply committee out?
Dick and Liz and I have been working very closely with our environmental council on this, and DEC is just wrapping up the process. They wanted us to provide a little bit more information related to comments they received during the public comment period. We've provided responses to those. They asked us to expand a little bit on it, but the permit is being written as we speak, and they're reviewing the information that we sent in. They got both public comments, they also got internal comments as they circulated everything through DEC. We've responded to both, and at this point, we think we're, really very, very close to the finish line. As soon as we submit the rest of the information on a public comment, then Dick and I will be back on the phone with the local office. We'll have a much better idea of what the final date is gonna be. Right now, it's scheduled to be done by April 28th on the existing timetable. If we slide past that date at all, we don't imagine it'd be more than 5 to 10 days. So we're doing everything we can to keep the process moving along.
And that's a statutory date?
Yes.
So if they slide past that date, they're not meeting the statute?
Unless they ask us for an extension, then they've got to have a good reason, and we want to know how long it's going to be. But I don't suppose it's going to be really that much longer.
Well, I would suggest after 10 years,
Oh,
an
yeah.
extension is unnecessary.
Yep.
Anything else regarding capital projects? Finance report, do you have anything, Jim?
A couple quick comments. The report you have in your folder, your packet there, that's for the year-end, fiscal year-end, and then March 31st. It's not audited. Our audit will start, I think, the last week in May. But real quickly, some of the items. Consumption for the year was down 16.2 million cubic feet. Remember, we're back in December, we were down actually 21.5 million, so we had somewhat of a recovery, partial recovery in the last several months. Water sales was down for the year about 2.8%. And our operating cash, as scheduled, was reduced approximately 414,000. So those are some of the quick highlights. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to call me.
What does 16 million cubic feet equate to in cash dollars? Is that?
It varies,
It varies.
but we're down approximately for the year about $560,000. We're able to make that up on the other side, reducing the expenses, so I think overall will be good, a good bottom line. But on the cash basis, we actually, as scheduled, went down in cash.
Any questions for Jim regarding the financials? Thank you. Executive Director's report?
There's always a lot going on here every day that's operational, which generally never comes to the board. And at this particular time, I don't really have anything that rises to the board level of policy consideration. I did, however, just want to take a quick minute to point out that in the section of your book under miscellaneous, there's a copy of an article that was authored by our own Dr. Schreppel. And I just wanted to ask Connie to just give a very, very quick overview of how the article came about, where it appeared, and what was in it. Just because Connie has always been leading the way for the Water Authority in gaining, building our reputation around the country and gaining opportunities to conduct research, with partnering with universities and stuff.
We've been using this technology now for about a year. The first generation of this was our fish monitors that we had at the plant, and what they do is if the fish don't like the water or if they're not happy with the water quality, they get upset. And we monitored their swimming and behavioral pattern. At It works well, but with our water and our cold seasons, the fish weren't too happy in the winter. So this is the next generation of a toxicity monitor that's looking for the quality of the water and just anything that, if there's a spill or something that's not quite right with the water, it actually is monitoring the algae that is in the water inherently. So it isn't like we're culturing anything, we're just looking at the water itself. And if the algae are happy and glowing, then that means that the water's not toxic. And this takes a reading, and if the algae are producing less chlorophyll and not doing their bodily processes, they're stressed, and we would get an alarm so that there's something wrong with the water. I was just asked to write the article because it's a new technology and we were using it, so.
I just also want to point out, if you look at the second page of the article, there's a nice picture of Kim Hoffman. And if you haven't met Kim, and I don't imagine most of you have, Kim recently became our chief water treatment plant operator up there and recently acquired her 1A license. But she is, in fact, the first woman to head our treatment plant in the history of the organization, and doing a great job. We have a lot of confidence in her. So one more area where we're always using our people as best as we can.
Yeah, Kim has been with us for quite a few years. She started in the lab as a water research, or as a watershed specialist. She has a degree from Cornell, plus her now all her operating experience. So she's very well qualified, and she's, so far, we're really impressed with her. She's doing a great job.
Very good. Any questions for Pat? Thank you, Pat. Any old business? Any new business? We're adjourned. Thank you.